EdTalenti on the beat.
Boy.
What's up? This is EdTalenti. How are you guys doing? Today we're outside. I don't exactly know why, but we're out here. Last night I played a show like with drums and a band and stuff like that, like a live show, and I hadn't done that in forever. But yeah, I got home like super late. It was like 3:30 a.m. So I'm getting kind of like a late start today. I just got to the studio. Here we are. I'm in the dark and I'm in the studio. I just got to the studio and I was like, all right. So I was thinking about what kind of video to make today, and I was thinking while I was in the car, and I was like, well, I played a show last night, I played some drums, and I got like my drum mode going. So I think there's no better video today than just kind of show you how I build my drums, how to make your drums bouncy. Hopefully you like the video. Let's get into it. I need a haircut. If I see one single comment about my hair, I swear to God, I will come and find you. So when we're building a drum groove, it really depends on like the style that we're going for. Today we're gonna do like trap. Maybe we'll see how the video goes, but maybe I can do like a couple different grooves and I can show you guys like different approaches, maybe like a slower one and a faster one. We'll see, but it's definitely gonna be in the trap, maybe like hip hop realm. All right, let's get into it. So I'm gonna start by pulling up some sounds. I'm just gonna get a kick, I'm gonna get a snare, or a clap, we'll see, and I'm gonna get a hi-hat. I'm just gonna stick to 3 sounds to get us started. By the way, all the drums and 808s that I'm gonna use in this video are from my very first sample pack. It's got drums and it's got 808s. It's got some flute melodies. It's got some grooves, like pre-made grooves. It's called RIP Speakers Volume 1. I'm gonna put a discount code here. If you use this code, you're gonna get some percentage off. Anyway, let's get this one. Let's get a snare, and let's get a hi-hat. This one, 3 sounds, nice and simple. For now, I'll just put down a random kick and snare because I want to talk about hi-hats. The hi-hats and trap music are what gives like the bounce to the groove. It's what makes it move, it's what makes it fresh and interesting. So when you're building a groove and you're trying to come up, for example, with a hi-hat part, it's really useful to know some basic rhythm subdivisions. And I've been wanting to make a video about this forever, but I haven't made it yet. If you know what an 8 note is, if you know what a 16 note is, and if you know what triplets are, then you're already on your way and you're good. The point of that is that rhythm subdivisions are kind of like scales for when you do music. So a certain scales gives you a certain color. Like if you do a minor scale, it's going to give you like a more sad type color. If you do a major one, it's going to give you a happier one. And then if you get into like more complex scales, you get all kinds of different colors that can sound like Middle Eastern or Japanese, or they can give you this like melancholic feel. Like depending on which one you pick, you achieve a different result, a different like emotion. Rhythm is kind of the same thing. So every subdivision used in a certain way can trigger a different type of feeling in the person. So what I like to do to give some good bounce to my hi-hats is I just put down like a super basic part, and then I go in and sprinkle in these like colors, these little different subdivisions to kind of like bring the listener to feel the way I want it to feel, if that makes any sense. Alright, so this is the basic part that I'm starting with. It's definitely not done at all. There's a lot more that can be done to it, but I'm going to use it as a starting point to show you some tricks and some tips for you to like increase your bounce level. So the idea behind all of this is to treat drums as if they were melodies. So you want to have like a theme that recurs in that groove that kind of gives it this like steady movement. It's something that you can almost like sing back. The same way you would do with like a catchy melody, you want to have a catchy groove. So in this case, the little like hook phrase is this one right here. That one repeats over the course of the groove, and it's the one that like gives it a unique vibe that like differentiates it from any other groove. So my first tip for you is to find a little cell like that, a little catchy little roll melody, and kind of repeat it throughout the groove. Not too often or it's going to get just boring, but if you bring it in every now and then, always kind of like in the same spot, the groove is going to get a lot more catchier and it's going to feel a lot more bouncier. It's going to feel a lot more cohesive. Another thing that I like to do to hi-hats in general, because it just makes them sound more natural to me and it just gives it like a harder bounce, is to take every note that's on the like the second 8 note, so basically every other note, bring down the velocity a little bit compared to the other ones. So let's do that. Now that we have a solid base for a groove, we gotta start like sprinkling some sauce or seasonings. I guess you don't sprinkle sauce, whatever. It's time to talk about percussions and additional hi-hats. So I'm gonna open a new track and I'm gonna put like a lower pitched hi-hat to try and create like a counter melody from that first hi-hat that we built that kind of like complements it and gives it some accents and makes it a little bouncy. Alright, I think that's pretty good. So the general rule is to think of it like a melody and this low hi-hat is just like a counter melody. Alright, let's add some percussions. Alright, I think the groove has a really nice bounce right now. If you want to make your percussions bounce, don't put them on the downbeats, put them on the upbeats, or put them on the 16 notes like in between. They're gonna come through really nice and loud. It's gonna feel like it's well mixed, and it's just gonna sound good. Messed up the end a little bit, but I'm gonna fix it. This is hard. Alright, this groove is like so hard, I gotta add something to it. I don't have time to do like a full melody or anything, but I'm just gonna add like a flute part. Just to have a flute part. Woo! Alright, that's like super hard. Alright, if you did this video, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't miss out on the uploads. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. If you want to ask me a question, if you want to say hi, whatever it is, hit me up on Instagram. Just shoot me a DM, and as soon as I can, I will respond to you. Alright, this is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll see you next time, and as always, be positive, and positive things will happen.